Well, lots of people dream about a white Christmas, but it's only going to be a reality in a few areas any given Christmas, and that would be out west, up north, and in New England. And which of those three has a possibility? We're going to dive into that. And there might be a few trouble spots you should be concerned with on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. I'll get into the details. Hi, I'm meteorologist Ted Keller. We'll start with Christmas Eve and kind of give you a highlight of what's to come. This official snow forecast for the Northeast is real for New England, parts of upstate New York, and this is fresh snow, of course, that's expected on Christmas Eve. So, if you're a real purist, that's really what White Christmas is, not snow cover. It's already on the ground. That shouldn't count, right? But anyway, that is looking like that's really going to happen in New England. And we have also this slight concern for some freezing rain late in parts of Pennsylvania, central and western Pennsylvania. It doesn't look real heavy at this point, but you should be aware of it late on Christmas Eve. And sort of a mixed area, rain and maybe some freezing precipitation in this area here, all part of the same weather system that's sweeping from northwest to southeast through New England. And if you're in that snow in the northeast, you may want to check out your driving skills. I found this on a National Weather Service website earlier today. You can simulate how you would do in a snow squall. Pretty cool. I have a link in the description if you want to check that out. I thought it was pretty funny. Take a look now at a slightly more serious situation. I do feel that I have to mention this with all the talk of White Christmas. You should know on Christmas Eve that parts of the West, especially California, have some heavy rain threats and some flash flood problems. So this is including Los Angeles, San Francisco, the Interior Valley, Sacramento, and Fresno are also included in this, as is Vegas and areas just west of there. Flash flood guidance is at a high alert, so at least a 70% chance of flash flood guidance going within 25 miles of any given point. So this area of purple here, right in Los Angeles, on Los Angeles, and just north of there, and the mountains just north of there, has a high risk on Christmas Eve of some flash flooding. So definitely a concern for you folks. I hate to bring bad news on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, but and nevertheless, there it is. So watch the forecast out there, certainly. You've no doubt already heard that much of the country is going to be balmy. So talking about a white Christmas is a luxury. You know what there is? Arctic air. High temperatures on Christmas Eve will be below freezing, where you see the blue here. But no precipitation with this. Yes, I already talked about the possibility of snow there. I'll show you the amounts in a minute. But look how warm much of the country is. These are color-coded to actual temperatures. So if you see a change over to this red color, that's upper 60s to around 70 degrees. A real blowtorch Christmas Eve for many folks in the central, south central, and southeastern U.S. If you're flying around on Christmas Eve trying to get somewhere, the windiest pattern of weather will be in the Great Lakes and along this weather system as it moves through New York and Pennsylvania, with wind gusts over 30 miles per hour in many of those areas. And offshore winds in California, at least on Christmas Eve, are not forecast to be too bad. This is a 24-hour snow plot that ends Christmas Eve at midnight. So you're looking at, 3-4 inch totals, maybe a little bit more through upstate New York, adjacent areas of Ontario, of course, and also coastal Maine is actually under a weather advisory for some heavy snow as well. All that is on Christmas Eve. Moving ahead to Christmas Day, the temperatures only get warmer. These are going to be record highs that are broken through much of this area here, and even highs of like 40 in Minneapolis. Still warm for this time of year, 45 in Chicago, but these are all 70s and 80s down here. Again, only the northern sliver of the U.S. and New England forecast to be a little chilly and supportive of snow. If we take a look at the wind gusts, they do pick up a little bit on Christmas Day in the central plains here. Warm air just being blown northward here. And a few areas, especially on downslope in Wyoming, could get some pretty good wind gusts on Christmas Day as well. And of course, on the snow, this weather system in New England is leaving the area. This is 24 hours ending Christmas Day night, and the snows already kick in early on Christmas and keep going through the Sierra Nevada. Very heavy snows there. We're talking about 5-6 feet of snow easily in that area. Again, watch out for the rains in the lower elevations of California, continuing also into Christmas Day.